the truck. I was debating getting one of those bolt-on wheel systems, but after talking to the guys at Kaku, they said, they didn't think that was the best idea, and they suggested the Malone carts. So I went ahead and ordered those. They're one of the fold-ups, not too different from what Juki's got. Slightly different design, but same basic idea. And this line twist on this is real. The problem with ultralights with anything but braid is I always end up with line twist. Yeah, I was looking at the Johnny boats. There's definitely something in my head, honestly considering those for a short time. But the problem is I really wanted something that was simple. And the Johnny boat, the thing that, the big plus to it is throwing on a motor, which would be awesome. But I have my John boat if I want to, putter across the lake with the motor. And really, I was looking for something I could just, the John boat's great for getting out on days like today. But I was really looking for something that was just quicker and easier and simpler. You know what I mean? And so, with a kayak, like this one, or the one that I got coming, hopefully, I'm loaded up in the truck in 5 minutes. And, to launch it I can launch it anywhere, Right now, there's no boat launch on these lakes. I just parked by a bridge and threw it in the water next to the bridge. And it took all of 2 minutes. It's just a matter of pulling it out of the back of the truck and just unstrapping one strap for the cart and pushing it into the water. And I'm going. And that's all there is to it. So total, setup and launch time, under 15 minutes, I'd say. Hey, Kat, I am not afraid to fall off. I feel this thing's actually pretty stable. I was a little worried about that, seeing as how I'm a bigger guy. But I can wobble pretty good, and it feels totally secure. I can twist around and get stuff behind me. No, it's pretty solid. I mean, for what it is. So, on that note, last year I did most of my fishing out of a canoe, because that's what I had. So I had a two-person, one of them old aluminum canoes. And I put a cooler in the middle of it so that I wasn't tipped up, sitting on one of the seats, either tipped forward or backwards. All right, Australis, thanks for stopping in, man. I really appreciate it. You have a good one down there. I never know if it's early or late for you, but either have a good day or a good night. So yeah, but I was in a canoe and I was sitting, when I'd sit on my cooler, I was actually up higher than the sides of the canoe. And so that thing was super tippy. And so I think by comparison, I think it's all in your head. Honestly, I think a lot of that's in your head. I think, not that I couldn't tip this thing, but I think the feeling of security, a lot of that's a mental state. And compared to my canoe, this thing feels so much more stable that it really hasn't even occurred to me that I might. Oh, I feel great. I think once the water warms up, I'll try standing up in this thing. So that might be a month out. But honestly, I don't think I'd have a problem standing up in it. I gotta have more of a problem sitting back down just because the seat's so low. You know, I'm maybe 3 inches off the floor. My feet kicked out straight in front of me. And so it's just hard when there's not a lot of room to sit real low like that. You know, so I think it'd be awkward to sit back down. I could be wrong in that, but it feels like it would be. But I think standing up would be fine. But I'm basing that on the fact that I could stand up in that canoe. I didn't like doing it, but I could. I never really felt in any danger. I've also spent a fair amount of time on paddle boards, like inflatable paddle boards. And this is way more stable than one of those. So that, you know, like just in my mind, I'm not worried about it. Let's be honest. Knock on wood or say a prayer or whatever to get rid of the bad juju of me saying that, but I feel pretty good. Alright, I've made my way about 3/4 of the way around this little lake. I'm going out towards the middle. I might try and throw the shaky head a little bit more and see if I get a little deeper, if I can't get into something. Because everyone seems to be around the edges and nobody seems to be having luck. So, or maybe they're just catching fish when I'm not looking, but I ain't seen anybody pull up a fish yet. I haven't heard anybody